Rosalie Talon, who lost her brother, firefighter Sean, and Sally Regenhart, that lost her firefighter son, Christian. I am honored to work with these women because I must tell you how brave they are in the face of the media, smear campaign. You know, after 9/11, I chose this fight. I chose to do this. They were chosen. You know, and you see the 9/11 family members that oppose the mosque, that call racist. So it's a second wave. It's a second wave of the 9/11 attacks. Let me introduce to you Rosalie Talon and Sally Regenhart.
To see the American flag. Hold them up high and hold them up proud. Yesterday evening, we had a beautiful ceremony in St. Patrick's Cathedral in memory of all the 343 firefighters who gave their lives on September 11th, and also for the firefighters and all the first responders who are still suffering and dying as a result of 9/11. 9/11 is still happening to those men and women and to their families. They are still suffering. Yesterday evening at the cathedral, the giant doors of the cathedral swung open, and 343 flags stormed into the cathedral. It was as though they were all coming back. They were coming in and they were reminding us that they died because they were American. And you know, my brother used to say that in the fire department, when you died in the line of duty, you became a t-shirt. Well, they became flags that day. And I am very proud that my brother is represented by the American flag, because I think of all the soldiers, all those brave men and women who are coming back with that same American flag draped over their coffins. And many of those men and women signed up because of what happened to our loved ones on 9/11. So 9/11 is continuing for so many families across this country. Soldiers' families who are getting that phone call feel the same as we felt in the weeks after 9/11. I remember hearing the slogan, "Never Forget," in the days following 9/11. And I kind of thought to myself, is that really necessary? Never forget? How could anybody ever forget what happened down here? How could anybody ever forget the carnage, the horror, the destruction of our lovely, innocent family members? How could anybody ever forget? I was so wrong and so naive not to understand why that slogan was so important. It was so wise and so necessary and so prophetic and so relevant. There are so many instances that I am seeing around me today that are indications that the politicians, the media, would have us forget. When terrorist attacks are called man-caused disasters by an administration, it is not a man-caused disaster. It is a deliberate terrorist attack by jihadist Islamic extremists. And why aren't we allowed to say that? I'm not saying... We are not saying that all Muslims perpetrated the acts of 9/11, but there were some Muslims that perpetrated the acts, the terrorist acts of 9/11. We must never forget that. We attended a memorial today of waterfalls and trees. We must bring back some remnants of the destruction that happened that day. We must bring back the spear, We must bring back the damaged facades. We must bring back pictures of those people that we lost, not just mere names. We must not bury the remains of the 9/11 unidentified victims 7 stories below ground at Ground Zero. How dare you, Mayor Bloomberg? How dare you bury those beautiful souls? Not on our watch. I ask all of you out there today to stand with us on that fight, because we must have them above ground as a reminder, not of the buildings we lost, of the people we lost. That's what 9/11 was about. In addition to the memorial, one of the gravest insults to this slogan of never forget was when we heard that a mosque was proposed for so near our site. A mosque on the precipice of slaughter of Americans. This cannot happen. We must respect what happened there. There are mosques all over New York City. None of us ever did anything, no harm to those mosques. This is not about bigotry. This is about love, honor, and respect. There is no way that the people that are proposing to build this mosque can guarantee me, guarantee Sally Regenhard, the mother of Christian Regenhard, a probationary firefighter and U.S. Marine like my brother. They cannot promise her, and they cannot promise my mother, and they cannot promise any of the family members out here that there will not be people in that mosque who are proud and happy about what happened to our loved ones on 9/11. It cannot and will not be built, because I will lay my body on that property before they build a mosque at Ground Zero. And you can take that to the bank, Sharif Al-Kamal. I will lay my body down in front of that building, and I won't be alone either. I will not be alone, because we will lay it down for all those people who died on 9/11, and we will lay it down for all those first responders who are still dying, and we will lay it down for those soldiers who are dying for our freedom. And it will not happen. Because Sharif Al-Kamal, you have to know as an American what happened here. What are you? Are you an American? Yes! Are you an American, Sharif? Because you would know why you don't put a mosque here. You don't allow jihadists, Islamic extremists to come here and gloat. They cannot have their halal cooking classes, and they cannot swim. They will not swim, and they will not celebrate their culture here. Not here. Anywhere in America, anywhere in New York, but not here. This is a special place. My brother, Christian Regenhard, my brother Sean Talon would have saved Muslim, Jew, Christian, Hindu. It didn't matter what color, what shape. They would have put anybody on their back and brought them down. That's not what this is about. But the media would have us feel like bigots. And when we talk about